3 already of the fantasy basketball season's here. But here's a few guards that shouldn't be on your roster, and you should drop them this week. The first guy's Rubio of the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a feel-good story that Rubio came back to Minnesota this offseason in a trade, but so far he hasn't done anything. He's only had one great game this season, 17 points, 5 assists and a steal with 2 threes on 75% shooting versus the Clippers on December 29th. But this year, it's been a down year so far for Rubio. 8 points a game he's averaging, 2.2 rebounds, only 4.5 assists, which is way down from the 8.8 last season. I know it's only 6 or 7 games, a steal, and he's not giving you a 3 a game and 46% from the field. So Rubio, his production has gone way down with this Minnesota team. I would have thought his assists would at least go up, and he's still 5 points behind his average of last season. So Rubio right now, he's not worth the roster spot, in especially 8 to 10 team leagues. He's definitely droppable, and he's already been dropped by a few managers. His percentage has gone down 3% so far in the last few days. So Rubio, he's not giving you anything really. There's better options on waivers this week, so check out that video, guards to add on waivers for week 3. But anyway, Rubio, he's not worth the roster spot in my opinion, and he's the first guard I would drop. The second guy's Teague of the Boston Celtics. He was on the list last week, and once again, he's going to be on it here. He's Teague. He hasn't done much of anything this season. He's only had 1 or 2 decent games, but he's banged up a little now. He's only getting 4 or 5 points a game, it seems like, and last week his averages wasn't much. 6 points a game, 3 boards, 3 assists, a steal and a half is good, but besides that, his shooting percentage 40%, and he wasn't even giving you a 3-pointer. So Teague, the numbers haven't been there, the stat lines haven't been there, and he's a guy I would get away from in most fantasy leagues, and somehow he's still owned in 38% of fantasy leagues, and I see way better options on the waiver wire than Teague that will give you better stats and play more minutes. So Teague, once again, he's worth the drop. And the third and final guard I would drop this week's Redick of the New Orleans Pelicans. Redick last season, he was pretty good for this Pelican team, but now with Stan Van Gundy as the coach, he said he's taken the struggles of Redick on him as Van Gundy. And Redick, he only had 1 good game this season, and that was opening night versus the Toronto Raptors, where he had 23 points on 6 threes. But besides that, his games have been horrible. 8 points, 3 points, 2 points, 3 points, 5 points. He's only playing 15-20 minutes a game. His shooting percentage is way down right now. In the last week, his shooting percentage is 30% for Redick, with 3 points a game, 1.3 assists, and 1.7 rebounds, and he's only averaging 0.3s a game. So right now, that's bad production. He's not getting the job done. And Redick, he's a guy I easily would drop, and owners, they're already starting to drop him, and his percentage is going way down. So even in deeper leagues, I would drop him too. So that's a few guards I would get rid of and drop off my roster here heading into week 3 of the fantasy basketball season.